Okay, it is 18 November 2016. I am at Princeton University. I found this location. My wife, while communicating with my son, who is a student here, we are going to meet him for lunch. He is sleeping because he had a paper. He was sleepless. I want to take advantage here and talk about some subjects. The building behind me is library. It's called Firestone Library. There are many libraries here, and this one, I think it was a church, beautiful church building, and beautiful dormitories, and wow, I love this landscape here. The trees are colorful, the weather is beautiful. Okay, today I would like to talk about a verse. Many verses of the Quran has been distorted because of the influence of hadith, sunnah, and sectarian jurisprudence. I have many examples in Quran and reformist translations. It is imperative that you compare the reformist translation to other Sunni and Shiite translations. You will see the difference. And also I provide reasons and argument for why I choose that kind of translation, especially verses regarding women or war or many other issues is deliberately mistranslated. Recently, I think I published, I shared with you a verse about woman, description of woman as as-sayihat wal-ibkar. These two words been mistranslated as the fasters, those who fast, rather than those women who travel. They sayihat, sayaha, to travel. They translated as sa'imat, which is not sa'imat. The verse talk about sa'ihat. They translated as the sawm, and those who fast during Ramadan, and also al-abkar. They translated as virgin, which is not. I give the verses of the Quran where the word bakara is the root of abkar. Abkar is plural form. Is used. It means the early riser, those who are leaders, activists. Bakara, Abu Bakr means the father of the early one, the earliest person who became Muslim or Mu'min. Therefore, a lot of mistranslation, they translated as virgin. The Quran, there is the word virgin in the Quran is Batul, is used for Mary, Jesus' mother. And there are many mistranslations, like the word Ummi. They means Gentile who do not follow either the Bible or the Old and New Testament. Is Gentile, but could be literate, but they translate it as illiterate. Or chapter 4 verse 34, they mistranslate 4 keywords there to make man as a little pharaoh, a dictator over woman, because in their hadith book woman is equal to donkeys, dogs, and pigs in front of the prayer. According to hadith, if a donkey, a dog, and a pig and a woman passes in front of the prayer, prayer is nullified. This is the category of woman, and therefore they mistranslate this as beat woman, or those who are in charge of woman, rather than who observe woman. I discussed this in many other verses, or they, for example, mistranslate the word ayat in chapter 2 verse 106. The singular form ayat in 84 places in the Quran occurs, always for miracle, for signs, extraordinary signs given to messengers of God. And they translate it as verses of the Quran, which is ayat. And by this way, they claim that there are verses of the Quran contradict each other, which is basically ignore and rejecting verses of the Quran, saying there is no contradiction in the Quran, and they contradict each other, and then they abrogate each other. By this way, they basically abrogated any verse they don't like, or does not fit to their hadith and sunnah dogmas. Anyway, today I would like to talk about verse chapter 2, verse 104. It tells, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O those who trust God, those who acknowledge the truth. I am not going to translate it as believers, because believe in English language, faith in English language, it is associated to conjecture, zan. Why do you believe? Well, I believe, with no reason. Stupid. It is the one that really is frequently rejected by the Quran as blind following something. Chapter 17, verse 36 says, do not follow anything blindly. Therefore, the verse 2, chapter 2, verse 104 says, all those who have trust in God based on evidence, based on bayinah and ayat and burhan, those who trust God, وَلَا تَقُولُوا raina, do not say, be our shepherd. وَقُولُوا انظُرْنَا, say, look at us. Look. Like a human being, nazara, human looks. But don't say, shepherd us. Interesting. And this was the influence of Christians, which they distorted basically the teaching of Jesus. They turned Jesus to a shepherd. This is a wrong metaphor, which was first used by Saint Paul, the guy who distorted Jesus' message in minimum 5 major points, like supporting slavery, like asking for money. And when he was criticized by real disciples of Jesus for asking money from congregation because of his preaching, he says, well, I am your shepherd, you are my sheep. The shepherd has the right to milk sheep. I'm milking you. Unbelievable. And this passed to the translations of Gospels, influenced Gospels, because St. Paul wrote those letters before Gospels wrote them. And in one of my videos, I talk about St. Paul's distortion. One about slavery, the other about making money from preaching, and the other about bashing women for the sins of Adam and telling women to shut up in congregations, not to talk. And the other one is Machiavellism before Machiavelli was born. Says, I become Gentile to win people, I become a Jew to win them, I become everything to win people. By any means possible to reach his end. And what else he was doing, and also about God sacrificing his son in order to be able to forgive people. This story was fabricated by St. Paul, and there was one more anyway. Therefore, St. Paul is the major guy who distorted, and the idea of now they talk about being the shepherd. Today I say, a few days ago, Tayyip Erdogan, the fascist of Turkey, the dictator, religious dictator, who really abuses God's name, he recently talked about his being the shepherd for his people, likened his people to sheep and cows, herd, and they were happy. They all said, man, you are a great shepherd. This is a big insult. According to the Quran, believers, mu'mins, they have honor, and messengers of God, they are equal to believers. Therefore, the Quran refers to people around Muhammad as ashab, your friends, as friends. There could be disbelievers, ingrates, or believers, peacemakers. Muslim means peacemaker. Meanwhile, I want to also remind you that the word peacemaker, Islam, peacemaking, Islam, peacemaking, Muslim peacemakers is conflated its meaning with iman. In fact, the Quran distinguishes them. In chapter 49, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, every Muslim, every peacemaker is not necessarily a mu'min, a trusting in God. A person may not have trust in God, may not have evidence, may not have witnessed God's signs, may not believe in hereafter, but still that person is considered as a Muslim, as a peacemaker, if that person obeys to the universal rules of Islam, which is from our nature. By reason we can discover those universal laws. Do not kill others. Every human life is as important as humanity. Only you can fight, kill for self-protection, for the freedom of people. If they are oppressing, they are killing you. Means for self-defense. You should not cheat people, steal. You should not discriminate based on race, color, or man and woman, based on sex. Chapter 49, verse 13, very clear. Therefore, Islam, a Muslim may not be mu'min, but every mu'min, every person who trusts God, who acknowledges fact, iman, that person is a Muslim, means a peacemaker. Therefore, when we speak in English, we should not really talk, we should not use the word Muslim, Islam, because they are Arabic names, should be translated. They are not proper names, they are adjectives. They should be translated into English, because when you don't translate them, it becomes a tag, a trademark, and then it is associated with Sunni and Shiite religions, which has nothing to do with peacemaking, is the enemy of peacemaking, and their iman is absolutely shirk, means associating partners to God. Okay, therefore it is a bad metaphor to say a leader is shepherd. A leader is imam, someone who is elected by people, and also has to always consult people too, not only during election or after the election, should always have direct consultation or indirect consultation with people who elected him. The Quran in chapter 42, I think verse 38, talks about consultation. Their affairs among them is based on consultation. And also there are verses in the Quran ordering Muhammad to consult them. وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. Therefore there is no khilafat the way they think, like after Prophet Muhammad. Khilafah means successors. It's not succeeding by fiat of genetic relationship or any other things based on election. You can have legitimacy. Therefore, in a peacemaking community, we should use the word peacemakers. In a peace land, people could be Christian peacemakers, in Arabic al-Nasara, al-Muslim, it could be, because Muslim, as I said, it is citizenship. In order a peaceful environment happen, there must be few conditions satisfied: freedom and justice, the most important conditions for peace. Freedom, maximum for freedom for individual and group rights, and also freedom of expression, and also justice, that equality in front of the law. In a peaceful society, individuals' rights are protected, they are equal to each other, and their leaders is one of them. It is an egalitarian system. The relationship is not the relationship of a shepherd and herd. And you should be, inshallah, taking lesson from chapter 2, verse 104. Unfortunately, many translations interpret this in order to distort the meaning of raina. They say they were making their mouth this way, they were distorting the meaning. No, the meaning is clear. The Quran rejects that meaning, to be shepherd. You are not cows, you are not sheep. If Prophet Muhammad were alive, if you were alive during that time, if you were someone who became monotheist, rejected your parents' religion, and use your reasoning, you would become his friend. In Arabic, Sahaba, his friend. You wouldn't become his sheep or cow or murid or muqallid. In Arabic, they say we are muqallid. Muqallid means monkey. Four sects consider people who follow the imams of that sect, the leader of that sect, as muqallid. Muqallid, qallada yuqallidu. It is a bad word. In fact, in the Quran, is also used in bad. The root of the word is used in bad meaning. Study it. They always choose bad words from the Quran, like Salafi, Salaf. According to the Quran, it's negative. Unbelievable. Qaida, al-Qaidun. It is another negative word in the Quran. Those who stay behind, who do not participate in good deeds. Anyway, thank you very much. Peace. Visit 19.org and download the Manifesto for Islamic Reform and study that. Peace.